everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a chill, chatty, get ready with me, very old school, very old fashioned, but I personally love watching these types of videos when I get ready. I think it's very comforting. It's like you're hanging out with somebody. And I have a lot to catch you up on, just things that have been happening in March, things that are happening. I just feel like I haven't sat down and done like a chatty, get ready with me, very laid back. I am working from home today, so I'm not gonna be applying a whole lot. Very minimalist, clean girl, if you will. Type vibes today. That is the mood. It's also like kind of cloudy outside. The weather's been insane. I have my coffee. We're just hanging out. Hopefully this is the kind of video you like and we can just hang out, chit chat, grab your makeup, grab whatever you need, get ready, and yeah, just chill. So without further ado, if you guys want to hang out and get ready together, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So today, all I'm gonna do is just kind of cover up those blemishes on my face. Like I said, I'm working from home, so I don't really need like a whole like foundation layer all over my face. So I'm just going to go in with the Merit Beauty Minimalist Complexion Stick in this shade Bisque. This is honestly like a really nice shade. I love using this to spot correct because it just blends in so nicely and literally just gives you the perfect amount of coverage. By the way, I will be using a few Merit Beauty products in this video. If you guys want to shop them, please feel free to do so with the link in my bio. It is an affiliate link and I would greatly appreciate it. I have done a few videos with Merit before. I love the people behind the team. I love what they stand for. They're all about that clean, minimalist, elevated makeup look. And they're perfect for those of you who just want something like minimal and light and elevated every day. Kind of like giving your skin, but better. There's free shipping with orders over $40. And on your first order, you get this cute little signature tote bag. How cute is this? I have friends who literally use this as like a little purse and it just ties like this and it's just adorable. You didn't ask me to include these in this video. I'm just doing it because that's what I genuinely want to use today. But I really can't do anything Merit related without shouting out my favorite Merit product. I think this is technically skincare. And again, not on the deliverables for today, but this is where it's at, the Instant Glow Serum. I only use one pump because I'm trying to be conservative and I have oily skin, but I've done videos featuring this product in the past and I keep this. This is the only serum I keep like on my sink. Everything else I put in a drawer, but I just love the packaging and it's so beautiful and it makes your skin so soft, so glowy. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm just blending this in with my fingers. While I am blending this in, I have had such an interesting March so far. So much has happened, and today, actually, when I'm filming this, is the first day of spring. So the weather, we've been having atmospheric rainstorms. I think that's what it's called, something like that. But we've been basically having, I think this is the 13th one we've had so far this year, which basically it's just like torrential downpour like every week or 2 weeks or so. And it's just for 2 or 3 days, and then it stops and it's sunny, and then it just kind of happens again. But all that to say, I feel like it's really speaking to just season of change. Spring is one of my favorite seasons because it's like the season, I saw something where it was like, spring is a season for renewing and refreshing, summer is for adventure, fall is nostalgia, and then winter is just like reset and like, you know, just coziness. So spring, I personally am somebody who loves the sunshine. I just love spring a lot. I love the vibes. I love the sense of new and refresh. So last week, I actually went to Carrie Underwood for the first time when she came to LA for her Denim and Rhinestones tour. My friend Erica and I went, and it was so fun. She is an insane live performer, and I admittedly am not somebody who's like super, like I'm not an avid Carrie Underwood listener to her new stuff. I like some of her new stuff, but I was an avid Carrie Underwood stan like back, like Some Hearts, Play On, Carnival Ride, like those first albums, like those were like my jam. And she is an incredible vocalist. I don't understand how she can give it 110% day in and day out, like on tour. It is mind-blowing, like the craziest vocals, the best production, like everything. She kills it. And so my friend and I went and saw her at Crypto. It was insane, okay? And I was expecting that to be the highlight of my week because I was like, oh my gosh, we had planned it for like a few weeks now. And then I did something. Before I tell you what I did, I'm going to actually go in with this new blush. This is one of the new blushes they sent me in the shade Fox. Take a wild guess why I picked this shade, okay? When I saw this was a new shade, I almost lost it. I had to get it because obviously because of the name, but I love this packaging because it's like a little bit more elevated than like their regular packaging. This is in the shade Beverly Hills. I love this for like a no makeup look. This is just one that you do have to build up the pigment because like I've mentioned before, Merit's products are meant to be more minimalist and not give you like such high impact right away. It's meant to just kind of like enhance your natural features and be like your skin put better vibes. So that's the whole premise of the brand and it's perfect for days like this. I do love the shade Beverly Hills like I have here, but I'm going to be trying Fox today and I'm so excited. I love, look at this packaging. It's so rich. Let's swatch it. Beautiful. This one has a little bit of luminosity. Actually, let me compare it to Beverly Hills. I think this one's going to be a little bit more rosy and matte. Yeah, see, Beverly Hills is actually a little bit more sheer than Fox, from what I can tell. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to apply this directly onto my cheeks like this. You can do this, you can apply it onto a brush or a sponge and then blend it out, whatever you want. Because this one I feel like is a little bit more emollient, I'm just going to tap that in with my fingers. I love using Merit products with my fingers because I just feel like the warmth blends it into your skin. It's important when you work with a blush like this to tap it into your skin as opposed to like dragging it, because especially if you have foundation underneath, it's going to just like drag and move the product around. This is really nice. It's like a one subtle layer, just looks like I'm sun-kissed, but for the sake of the video, let's try a little bit more and a different blending method just to see how it would go. I'm just gonna take a synthetic brush. I recommend a dense synthetic brush or a sponge if you wanna use a tool to blend out cream or liquid products. So, I don't even know if I should get into it. I'll get into it. I decided, and let me just preface, I did not get tickets to the Eras Tour in Los Angeles yet because the whole Capital One pre-sale was a whole debacle. I have a Capital One card and I still couldn't get tickets, and I'm not alone, obviously. There was literally in national news how crazy that situation was, but it's a little known fact. If you buy tickets, actually it's a very well known fact, if you buy tickets last minute, chances are the prices will drop, especially from resellers, because people are just concerned about their tickets being bought at that point, right? So what happens is, especially with this whole Eras Tour fiasco, with Ticketmaster and ticket sales, resellers were getting their hands on all these tickets and selling them for an enormous markup, like $10,000. Like currently, I actually just checked SoFi's tickets last night, still 1,000, in the thousands or so for like floor area and whatnot. Like nosebleeds are still like 400, which is not normal. But again, it's the scalpers and the resellers like making huge margins on these tickets, right? Whatever, makes sense. So the closer to the tour date you buy them, typically, what happens is, or what tends to happen is that the resellers will drop their resale price significantly because they're worried like, oh shit, the concert's about to happen and I am not gonna make any profit on this. So let me just try to make something. So literally Thursday, Thursday afternoon, I said to my friend who I work with, and I was like, you know what? Because we kind of briefly talked about it. She's actually going to Vegas and SoFi, but she was like, oh, my uncle has a place in Glendale, which is where Taylor's opening night was. And I literally was like, I'm looking at tickets, and for Lower Bowl, it was only $295 each. The stars, I feel like, aligned because her uncle happened to be coming to LA that day. So we were like swapping, and then her uncle had always wanted her to come visit because he had just moved recently. And she was like, they've always wanted me to come anyway. And like, they have a place there. So like, I feel like we just should. And I was like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. So Thursday, we do a full send to Glendale, Arizona. I got the tickets and we went to opening night of the Eras Tour. It is so surreal for me to even say that because I feel like I haven't even had time to process the fact that like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe we got tickets. Like it went from me not like worrying about not getting tickets because I was waiting for SoFi to like happen, but being one of the 70,000, the few relatively speaking, to see her live. at this tour that was so difficult to get into. And here we are, like, who do we think we are, just going? I mean, I actually, from the looks of it on social media, like a bunch of people also got last minute tickets. By the way, I'm going in with this NYX brow glue in dark brown. I just got this. Again, I like a good feathery brow moment when I am just chilling. So that was insane. We literally drove to Arizona, got there at like 2 in the morning, went to bed at like 3, worked the next day, and then went to the Eras tour. It was insane. I honestly thought that she wasn't gonna come on till 9 because, mind you, like, this was the first tour and she had 2 openers, Gayle and Paramore. We really wanted to see Paramore, but obviously we got stuck in traffic and we left around like 6:15 and we were like, oh, she's not gonna come until 9, it's fine. And by the time it was like 7 or something, like her friend, who also happened to be going, was like, hey, Paramore's on. And we were like, wait, what? And we were like in the parking lot. We were like, oh crap. We got there, we got our drinks, we went to our seats. She comes on at 8 o'clock sharp, okay? And she performs for over 3 hours. And when I tell you, there is nothing like opening night, let alone on tour like this, let alone with Taylor, let alone how long she's not been touring. The excitement, the sheer excitement of not knowing what song is going to be happening next, and the fact that she's going to be performing these for the very first time is so insane. I got emotional throughout the show during certain songs because I was like, I cannot believe I'm here. Like, I'm having a pinch me moment the entire show. And Taylor is like the artist of my life, okay? This is basically just like a Get Ready With Me featuring Taylor. Taylor is the artist of my life. I've been a fan since debut, so since her first album. I went to the Speak Now tour, I went to the Red tour, I went to 1989. I didn't go to Rep because I was in Vegas and I couldn't get time off to go back to LA because they didn't have like Allegiant Stadium. They didn't have the stadium in Vegas yet. So I didn't go to Rep tour, but I knew that when the Eras tour came, like, I would be going no matter what, like no matter how expensive the tickets were, just because she is artist of my life. And the fact that this happened so last minute was just insane. And I honestly feel like I'm getting emotional thinking about it. And I know it sounds so stupid to some people, but like, music is something that I like live my life by. I play music, I love singing, I love Taylor, I just love her craft and her artistry. And screaming these songs, that's actually probably the one downside, is like in the stadium, everyone is so excited and screaming, myself included, that you can't, it's not that you can't hear her, but sometimes like it gets really hard to. I mean, and I posted a couple videos on my TikTok, so go check that out. Some of my favorite live performances she did, because she did 44 songs. It's an Eras tour, so she does songs from pretty much every era and songs that you wouldn't expect. I feel like I'm still on cloud 9 from all that happening. My friend and I were driving there to Arizona. We were just like looking at each other like, oh my God, is this happening? Is this happening? I can't believe this is happening. Is this really happening? And we didn't have time to like sit and process anything, basically, until we got there. Even then, like, it was just kind of wild. Like, are we really here? I cannot believe we made it here. It was insane. Honestly, one of the best days of my life. I'm not even kidding. Like, one of the best days of my life. It was so special, and I'm so excited to be seeing her in LA again. My best friend and I are gonna go, obviously, to the show in LA. And I saw the show. Part of the reason why I wanted to buy lower bowl tickets for this show was because I wanted like a different perspective, because I know that my friend and I, we want to get floor seats to SoFi. So I was like, oh, let's get like a different view. And lower bowl was so really cool because you could see everything. Like, you could see the entire stadium, all the lights, the full production, instead of just like having to, you know, turn and try to see what's going on. But truly a once in a lifetime experience, like something so special for her to be a part of that moment in history where she gets to come back out on stage and sing on tour after like 5 years, after all this shit has happened with her re-recordings, after, you know, releasing like how many albums? Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, plus like 2 re-recordings. It was really special. And yeah, if you have any questions specifically, leave them in the comments below and I would be happy to answer. I can throw a picture up of my outfit. Obviously, since it was the last minute, I didn't have time to go out and shop, but I happened to have this top that was like Midnight's inspired-ish. I got it from Urban Outfitters. So that is what I wore with high-waisted shorts, and I also wore these like black booties, and obviously I had to have that red lip classic thing that he likes. So I did that, and then Carly went as like lover inspired. Again, she like had some random options. This was actually like something she was gonna wear to Stagecoach, but she was like, oh, I think it works. And I was like, yeah, it's like perfect. It's like giving lover. So that is what we wore, and honestly, it was cute. There were people like in full out costumes. There were people just regular and like jeans and sneakers. So whatever your vibe is, if you're going, like, don't feel like you're gonna like be singled out or like looked at weird if you dress quote unquote normally. Like, there's tons of people who don't go in costumes, and I'm not someone who's like a full costume ensemble kind of girly. Like, I like kind of putting together pieces of what I have and making it work. Okay, so I don't feel like my eyebrows are dark enough, honestly. It's kind of like washing me out, so I'm just gonna go in with this Merit Black Brown Brow Gel. Let's see if this helps. I also really like this as well. Oh yeah, you can see the difference. Perfect. This is in the shade Black Brown. Yep, Black Brown. But yeah, I will just end this segment by saying, if you are debating if that concert was worth the money, or let's say you dropped racks and you're like, oh my God, well, it's a once in a lifetime thing. Like, it's fine, it's Taylor. You will not be disappointed. Unless there's a specific song that you're like aching to hear and she doesn't happen to play that song, maybe, but overall, you cannot be disappointed. You just simply cannot. For how long it is, the production, like the full marathon this woman is literally doing, it's everything and more. And I am so blessed to have been able to experience that. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna apply a little bit of bronzer. I'm gonna use a Merit bronzer. I love this product. This is in the shade Cyan. And I'm just gonna add a little bit here and here, and then on my nose as well, just for a little definition. But Taylor aside, let me know if you have any questions though, and I will be happy to answer. Look how easy that just blends out. Oh, I love it. So March is almost over. It's halfway over halfway over, which is insane. I actually am going to Disneyland in a couple weeks with one of my friends, because I had like PTO I needed to use that was gonna expire at the end of this month. And I had this idea and I was like, why don't I just full send it to Disneyland? I haven't been since like Christmas of 2016. And so much has changed since then. You know, they've added they've redone like Tower of Terror. They've renamed it. They've renamed California Screaming to Incredicoaster. They've done like Star Wars, all that stuff. So I'm excited to go. And I thought it'd be the perfect time. So I asked my friend, who I always used to go to Disneyland with her for my birthday, for random things we went on New Year's, like we would always go. And I was like, why don't we just go? Like, it's been forever. And she was down, and I'm so excited. Comment down below if you are a California Adventure or Disneyland girly. Like, if you could only choose one park. I am personally a California Adventure girly if I had to pick one, because Tower of Terror and California Screamin' are like everything to me. Those are like my two favorite rides. And yes, at Disneyland, I love Space Mountain. I love Thunder Mountain. They got rid of Splash Mountain, which freaking sucks. But yeah, I love California Adventure. I am so excited to just go and experience like the magic. I am not a Disney adult, but there is something so fun and like magical about just like the vibes there. And we're going on a Friday, so hopefully it should be okay. Not too crowded. I mean, who knows? It's always gonna be crowded, but that will happen at the very end of March. I made a list of like things that I wanted to do this year, or not things that I wanted to do this year, but things that I kind of have on the docket for this year. And my goal every year is to at least go to 1 to 2 places that are new every year. So I've already accomplished that. Like, I went to Cancun, my first time in Mexico in January, and then I went to Arizona, my first time in Arizona, literally a few days ago. So it's awesome. Okay, now for lips, I am going to go in with the Merit Beauty shade in Tiger. My favorite shade, as you know, is Slip. I also love 1990, but Slip is like my go-to everyday neutral nude. Love that shade. My favorite lipstick. I love the Unicarton, and I love these lipsticks. They're very lightweight. I think it's called the Signature Lightweight Lipstick, and they're not matte. They're not too glossy. They're just a nice satin. They're There's nothing I love more than like a fresh swatch. Oh, pretty. Yeah, this one is giving more like sheer, barely there, just kiss pigment. Perfect for a look like this. I keep saying that. And then here, I'll show you Slip just for comparison. This one's gonna be a little bit more brownie nudie in comparison if I had to guess. Yes. So there you go. So there's Slip, there's Tiger. My favorite kind of lipstick shade is a terracotta, like brownish nude. If I had to pick a shade of nude, it would be a brown nude or like a rusty nude. Instead of like a pinky nude or a mauve nude, my go-to nude is like leaning on this color family or like Slip or 1990, which is like brown neutral. So I love it already. Seeing how I barely touched it and like it's sheer, but it still leaves impact. Like you can clearly tell a difference. That is what I love, because with a formula like this, it's gonna be a lot more forgiving. You don't have to worry so much about staying in the lines, being as precise. By the way, I didn't put anything on my eyelids, so should we do that? I mean, this is it. I love that the blush is the focus and the lips. But let me just throw like a bronzer in my crease really quickly just to kind of tie everything together, because I always do this. I love that. My skin looks very like glowy and pretty right now, but I am an oily girl and I know over the course of the day it will start to look oily. So I'm just going to take a powder. This is just a NYX powder, and instead of pressing it in with like a powder puff, because I'm really not trying to look for like a matte look, I'm just gonna dab over the areas just to bring down the shine a little bit and the dew, so that way when I do start to get oily, it won't look as like, you know, crazy. And actually, one thing I will do that I forgot to do is set down my under eye. I always use my Essence Brighten Up Banana powder. My favorite beauty blender puff. So good. I'm just going to set this down, help brighten it up a little bit. All right, everybody, and that is it for this chill, very easy, very minimal makeup routine. If you want to shop Merit Beauty, please use the link in my description box. I really enjoy all the Merit products that I use today and that I have. Yeah, I hope you've been having a really good March as well. Let me know what your plans are, what's on the docket for you, what you've been up to, if you have anything exciting, if you have any comments or questions about the Eras tour. I'm happy to let you know. I just don't want to like say too much, because I know, for example, my best friend, who I'm going to the tour with, she's like, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so I don't really want to like say too much because she watches these videos sometimes. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, please, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Mwah.